Evening, welcome to Manchester Film Festival, makers of Cherry Bee. Please tell us about Cherry Bee and introduce yourselves.
Thank you for having us. I'm Ornella Horton-Goddez. I'm the co-writer, director of Cherry Bee. And with me I have two incredible actresses.
Hello, I'm Kimberly Varana. I play Gwen. She's got an interesting character.
Controversial.
Controversial. But I also have done the stills behind the scenes as well. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun, so thank you very much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks very much. I'm Julie Lockie. I play Mary. It was an absolute blast. My face hurt a lot of the time from laughing. Probably sometimes when I shouldn't have been, and Ornella was very annoyed and she was like, "We're on film, Jules. We haven't got time for this. Why did I pick you?" But other than that, we had a blast. So thanks very much.
That is true, we did shoot on film.
The first thing that jumped out to me about this film is the kind of reverse establishing shots. So rather than having like a long shot where you see the location, you see the very neat close-ups where you see the props, and that establishes where you are. Was that something that happened incidentally, or was that very deliberate?
I think that was always the idea of Cherry Bee. It was more about, I'm a big fan of senses in terms of film, rather than, I think of film as like the sixth sense. You push your senses through that medium. That sounds really philosophical, but it's true. I'm a big fan of close-ups. I'm not a massive fan of long shots. I think, they can be beautiful for a setting, but in truth be told, for this film, we're trying to see it through the eyes of Lilith, who is played by Delilah Bradley, who's actually incredible. And in order for us to see it through her eyes, she would know, obviously, her mother the best, which is played by Jules, that's Mary Mercy. So you see the most of her face throughout the beginning, and you see snippets of the others. Their kind of characteristics, what they're known for, whether they're smoking or drinking, so forth. So kind of how, and we shot this all on 16mm Kodak film, like how could we do this? You couldn't kind of go, cut, let's do that again. You had to really just run with the bulls or something, whatever that kind of like phrase is. So it's meant to feel more like what would you say, a sense film, like a kind of 4D experience, rather than just we're giving you the information on screen. I hope that comes across.
I think so.
You haven't seen it, you don't know.
I think even from the trailer, you can sort of get that vibe.
She wants to be hired again.
100%.
It does look incredible though. Did the aesthetic or the setting or the script come first? Was it you want to make a film about this era and therefore it has to look like this, or is like you want to make something that has to look like this, therefore it has to be set there?
Well, funnily enough, what came first is the lady on the far left of me, which is Miss Julie here. I was actually here at Manchester last year being interviewed for a short experimental that I did. Sitting here, Jules was sitting here, and you were my interviewer.
Yeah.
And we got on like a house on fire for 8 minutes straight, and I don't think we made a lot of sense or had met each other before. And afterwards, I said to Val, my writing, producing partner, I just thought, she's incredible. I would love to work with her on something. And Val went, I think I can think of an idea. And so the actual basis of the story is based on a true story. I work with my mum, who is Valerie Hawthorne. She's a writer, producer. We work together. And this actually happened to her. She technically is Lilith. She doesn't do the ending, if you've seen it. That was my twisted mind. But my grandmother used to use the Ouija board a lot. So the stories in it are true. And we just thought, who can embody that kind of incredible character and softness that just reminds you of home and a safe place and lovingness, but also with a slight bit of mischief and murder. No, I'm joking, there's no murder in it. But yeah, I think so technically the actress came first, which I think is quite rare. I don't think you'd normally have that in a film.
Roll around you.
Yeah. Why? What are you doing next year?
Probably this.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, we had Kim do the stills. Yeah, we also had her play Gwen, because she's unfortunately incredibly multi-talented. And, well, but it really is a true collaboration project. It really, I don't know if you can get more collaborative than this. Like you said, your face hurt at the end of shooting. I don't think we'd laugh so much on set. But yeah, I mean, you're welcome.
Oh, thanks very much. yeah, I think the part of, I know you haven't asked me this yet, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Part of the fun was working with the other actors, and Ornella was great at giving us time to, because we were all over the country, we had a few Zooms. It was like a chemistry read, wasn't it, in the first one? But then we met up a few times on Zoom, and I think that really shows. But we were lucky that we got on so well, but that's partly down to the casting though as well. But I just had the best laugh with those other women. We just had so much fun. Yeah, and they are here, but they've been wusses and they're not sitting here and talking. Yeah, that was the best thing, was the camaraderie, I think.
Staying with women, there is only one male performance in it, and it's very quick. Was there a temptation to not have that and it be just an entirely female-presented film?
No, I think my brain's saying don't say something stupidly controversial and try and be funny. No, I think in a way it is kind of funny in a way to see that I write very empowering stories about women, I always have, and our male character in there is empowering in itself, but at the same time he's kind of almost used the same as you would say like a Bond girl in a Bond film. They are there for, they're not the lead story, they're there for be good. What did I say before? No, I would say like, you know, they're there to complement the other actors that you're seeing. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what, I mean, we also have a budgie. The budgie was male, I will say.
That was such a pretty shot.
BB he's a very good boy. But no, Tom, who plays Gwen's boyfriend, is this was his first acting role, and he honestly took it by storm. He's an incredible, he's actually an incredible tattoo artist and model, and thankfully, our Kim here is actually, they are dating in real life, which was lovely because then chemistry wasn't hard to read off the screen, and all the promotion shots are of them, you know, kissing, and thank God it's authentic.
Yeah.
But no, I think it was always about, I always wanted a strong female force. I mean, there obviously is a mention of one of our characters' husbands at one point. I think it's about promoting a safe space. No one is, you know, there's none of this kind of like male characters being in the wrong or bad, good and bad, any of that. It's more just exploring it, I guess, from the flip side, if you were to turn it on its head.
I would love to continue talking about this, but I think you're going to miss the start of it.
Yeah, don't worry, I've seen it literally every day for the last so many months.
That's to go.
You can go.
Guys, please tell me what you're going to do next with Cherry and what you guys are going to make for us next.
Ooh. Well, actually, funny enough, I had calls yesterday about, we've sent it out to across a few people and they've gone, is this like a feature? And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of Ouija board stories that could be enough. And all the people are based on, all the characters are based on real people, and we could extend it. I know for a fact we're definitely going to keep working together because there is something so enigmatic about the chemistry between our characters that we're definitely going to explore more. But I'm interested to see how it goes down. This is its first screening, and it feels like a full circle coming back to Manchester. So we're really grateful to be here. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Should we go watch it now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.